thought Brady and company they didn't look through the preseason quite ready to stand up to Pittsburgh, trying to make a statement. We can do this without AB and without Le'Veon. They missed AB, but Tom Brady did not miss AB last night.
No.
So what I saw was, I saw Big Ben Roethlisberger look like has-been. He looked lost. He looked like he was stuck on his back foot, flailing and desperately fleeing all over the lot. Yeah. And I saw a back seven in New England. This is Belichick's best back seven, not the front four. Remember? They locked down everybody. Vance McDonald is really good, and he finally caught a ball with 1 minute left, and then he caught another one in the last second. So he caught 2 balls in the final minute of a blowout 33-3.
And you're seeing Juju, now that you're the number one, you're going to get the Stephon Gilmore. You're going to get the attention. See, there's no AB now to get the number ones and lift the attention, and you get to work in the anonymity. Those days are over. Skip, the thing that
he still did okay. He caught 7 balls, but
the game was out of hand.
Who's the number 2? Dante Moncrief, who dropped 3 big balls.
On the 4th down was hurt. It really hurt.
It was terrible.
And the thing, because Skip, the thing is that when you look at AB is used to going into a game knowing I'm getting 10 balls thrown my way. I know that no matter what, come hell or high water, I don't care the coverage, I don't care who's guarding me, I know Big Ben's going to throw me 10 passes. Skip, the Patriots offense, what makes them so unique is that their offense is a chameleon. They don't say, okay, we throw the ball. Oh, we're a running team. Okay, today, what is the defense having trouble stopping? Well, Pittsburgh could not stop the pass. It's like, okay, Sonny Michel, hey, Sonny Michel, you and Burkhead, y'all take the day off.
Okay.
Because we're going to throw the ball up and down the field. Skip, and they got guys, Skip, they got guys, look at this. They got 3 guys back there and don't nobody. It wasn't until Dorsett is behind them that 3 guys turned and run like, oh, we probably should be covering him. It was awful. This was the worst that I've seen a Pittsburgh team overall, offense, defense. They normally always struggle defensively against the Patriots for whatever reason. Tom Brady's always had their number. But offensively, they look terrible. Now I want to know, because last year, though, Ben has seemed refreshed. We keep hearing the locker room. There's so much harmony in the locker room now, Skip Bayless. So I just need to know, they're going to blame Le'Veon or they're blaming AB? Who's at blame for what we saw offensively last night? And how does it get fixed?
Well, there's no radio show for Ben this year, so I don't know. James Conner's got a radio show, but he went nowhere fast last night because they couldn't run a lick.
No.
Right?
No. And Coach Belichick, that's it, Skip, that's his MO. Coach Belichick really, he knows that if he can stop you and make you one-dimensional, he forced Pittsburgh very early on into situations where I know you're going to throw the football, and now they played a lot of 7 defensive backs, because you can't run. I dare you to run the ball. We got 7 DBs.
And I want to point out to everyone, the most versatile, all-around, best defender on Belichick's unit last year was Kyle Van Noy. He could not play last night because his wife is having a baby. Okay, so he's out. Who was the best pass rusher by far last year was Trey Flowers. He got $56 million to go to Detroit. 56 million's more. Let's see, Zeke got 50, he got 56. That doesn't add up, does it? Okay, but you lost your best pass rusher and your best all-around defender for this game. And that happened. And Ben Roethlisberger had no prayer from the start against that unit because they were as good on defense as they were on offense.
Skip, you remember we talked about Friday, we came in here and we talked about Mitchell Trubisky and how bad he looked. Did you know that Ben Roethlisberger had a worse QBR than Mitchell Trubisky? And we knew what he looked like Thursday night? And Big Ben, a guy that led the league in pass, I think he had the 7th most passing yards in a season, over 5,100 last year, had a worse QBR. The thing that you have to love so much about the Patriots and the defense, Skip, if a guy's supposed to be outside leverage, you bet your last dime he's going to be outside leverage. If he says, you know what, you got hooked to flat, the guy's going to go hook to come down to the flat. They don't have, Skip, when you look at these guys, you're not saying, okay, with the exception of Gilmore and McCourty, I'll give you can have all the rest of those guys. Those are the guys that I would want. If I was starting it, I want those guys. But in that scheme, for what they asked them to do, Skip, is textbook. It's like Coach Belichick gives them a test, and I guarantee you can give these guys a test, and all of them going to make somewhere between 95 and 100 because they're where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be.
But usually it takes that unit 2 or 3 games to start to develop some unity, some flow, some cohesion, because it is so complex what they're doing that they're usually a little out of sync early, which makes them vulnerable for a Kansas City to lay one on them, as we saw from Alex Smith in Kansas City and also the opener in Foxborough, right?
But for the most part, Skip, all these guys are back. They got Jamie Collins back. Now, he
just knows the system.
He knows the system.
He can fly around.
He's a big physical. They have big. Their front seven, Skip, is big and physical. That goes back to his days when Coach Belichick was the D coordinator for the Giants. Coach Parcells had a big physical team. Pepper Johnson and Banks and LT and all those big Leonard Marshall, all the Jim Burke. They were a big physical football team. And that's what Coach Belichick, you look at the offense, Skip, and they throw the ball all around. But you don't realize just how physical they are. They will bludgeon you in the run game. Steelers like to pride themselves on stopping the run. Okay, and Coach Belichick, Josh McDaniels says, okay, we ain't need to worry about the run. Hey, Tom.
They got 99 total rush yards, but that was good enough.
Tom. We need you to throw for like 350
because they tried to play man all over, and they're just not ready for that. So think about this. There was no Gronk last night, no problem. There was no N'Keal Harry. He's a stud. He's it's the first wide receiver that Belichick's ever drafted in the first round. And he's got some foot issue that's going to keep him out now for 8 games. Did it hurt him last night?
No.
Would he help them when he comes back after 8 games? Well, sure he would, because he started to vibe with Brady in the preseason. Okay, so AB fits into that flow how? Right? Because Jacoby Myers had a nice catch last night, and he's the rookie sensation that they sort of discovered from NC State.
And that's the thing, Skip. Okay, Edelman's not leaving the field because he's your slot guy. Gordon gives you big play potential over the...
And again, we both agreed he looked like he had piano on back last year, but did he not make a couple of plays
He made some huge catches. And because he's so big, he's tremendous run after the catch. You see, they got him dead to right on the sideline, got him pinned in, and he ran through him, and he gets a touchdown. AB comes back into this mix. Okay, yes. Could they be 2007 Patriots? Absolutely. But the difference is Randy immediately upon arriving bought in.
He did. And AB immediately said, the Patriot way is I'm sitting on a pile of cash.
Really? For as bad as Randy's reputation was at the time, he was nowhere near what we are dealing with with AB.
He hadn't had any of these kind of incidents.
Nothing
He had
like
his
this.
problems in Minnesota.
He did,
obviously.
and we remember those days.
But just remember, look what Brady keeps doing, not only to Pittsburgh, but to Mike Tomlin. It's just shameful to me. It's like a joke what he's done. Brady's now 12-3 in his career against Pittsburgh. 3-0 in the playoffs. But against Tomlin now, he's 8-2. He has 27 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. But more important, at Foxborough, he's 5-0 now against Tomlin. 18 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Well, can't you defend? If Mike Tomlin knows that's his side of the ball.
That's what we say, Skip. We always say when a guy is a head coach, he cut his teeth one way or another, now with the exception of John Harbaugh, who was a special teams coach. But for the most part, head coaches, you're either a defensive guru or you're an offensive guru. That's how you got the job. And this is what you put on tape?
That's what you put on tape. So do I think Pittsburgh's still going to be a good football team? I do.
Yes.
Were they in the wrong place at the wrong time last night? They were. I thought it was the right place because they did their big ring ceremony before the game. And you know what the history of ring ceremonies is in both football and basketball. You kind of get a little, you prematurely celebrate. You rest on your laurels a little bit. We got this. And then somebody comes in and just embarrasses you at home. They were locked in from the start last night. They were the buzzsaw as opposed to Pittsburgh being the buzzsaw.
They look good. You can't overreact to New England because you know what you're going to get. For the most part, you go ahead and pencil them in for 12-4. That's on a bad year, Skip. That's what you pencil them in for. You pencil them in at 12-4, and if they get a break or two here or there, you miss a chance to win the ball game with 40 seconds left with a field goal. You miss. They'll get the ball and go down the field. They'll kick the game-winning field goal, so they end up 13-3, 14-2. But they look like every bit I can see why you picked.
So, has Antonio Brown in his career been a Patriots killer? No. He's played him 7 times. He's lost 5 of 7. He's averaged catching let's just boil it down to this: 75 yards a game is what he's averaged.
Right.
In that AFC Championship game 2016 season, remember at Foxborough, the final score was 36-17. Not quite as devastating as last night, but Antonio caught 7 balls for 77 yards and didn't score. So he was, I don't even remember him playing in the game. He was no big factor.
Right.
So he hasn't killed New England. So it's not like Belichick is saying, boy, I want him on my side, because they've done a pretty good job of handling him before he came to them, right?
You might kill them from the inside.
Yeah,
you
that's
kill
what I'm
them from the outside.
Okay.
You bring him in and then...
Okay. And what happened with my friend Chad Johnson, then Chad Ochocinco, when he went, he's kind of on his last legs,
right.
but he bought completely in.
Right.
And he just couldn't, he wasn't himself anymore.
Right.
He needed to be Ochocinco.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah. He needed to act out. He needed to be dominating on social media.
Right.
That's what fueled him.
Right.
He needed his touchdown dances. The river dance was all-time great. Way to go, Chad. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
So
I
the
still I
proposal.
can see it in my dream. Oh, it was just great. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Putting,
So let me ask you this, Skip. Now all of a sudden, AB can't blow off walkthroughs. He can't miss a practice.
Nope.
You can't be late one time to one team function. You cannot. I think it'd be zero tolerance. Am I right?
Does he know what it's like there? I
No.
mean, does he have
has
any
no
idea?
No idea. Because this is the first team he will have ever played on that does not need him.
Right.
Exactly.
He's always been the world,
Yep.
you know? Like,
Yep.
it all revolves around me, right?
Yep.
Now, it revolves around Brady and Belichick,
Right.
probably in the other order, Belichick and Brady. And here we go. But the final note here is Brady is so bought in that he's actually